Basketball was created in 1891 by James Naismith. He invented basketball because he needed a sport to play indoors for the winter. It was way too cold to play baseball or football outside, so he created an indoor sport to play. Basketball was always segregated. It started out that way. There were no black NBA players until 1926 when Earl Lloyd was allowed into the sport professionally. 99% of teams didn't allow black males to join their NBA team. They even refused to play other teams that had allowed black males to play.
There were 3 African American players drafted into the NBA at the same time: Chuck Cooper, Nathaniel Clinton, and Earl Lloyd. Surprisingly, the league was much more welcoming to them than Jackie Robinson was to baseball, Lloyd said. Integrated teams existed for quite a while, and one integrated team even won a tournament against some of the NBA teams. So the process of integration was occurring even before they joined the league. Although racism off the court was still very prominent, and often these 3 players would not celebrate with their team due to segregation in restaurants and various other places. Also, since there were 3 of them, as well as Jackie Robinson playing at the same time, the tension of them entering the court was significantly less than anything Jackie Robinson faced. Although many fans still hated them and spit on Lloyd after a game when he was celebrating with one of his teammates. In general, society around the NBA was the bigger obstacle than the teams and the players in the NBA, with many places refusing to serve the 3 new players, but players and various teams accepted the players with not welcome arms, but not with a fiery hatred like Jackie Robinson had to deal with. Luckily, this sport had integrated teams all over, and the NBA in 1947 just followed suit with everyone else. It just happened to coincide over Jackie Robinson joining the Dodgers, and most of the hate was turned on him due to the serious segregation in baseball before, so it took the heat off the 3 rookies of that year.
There are a couple of athletes that started a trend. For example, Jordan collaborated with Nike and that became big with the Jordans shoe brand. Also, mostly black males dominate the sport basketball. From the origins of leagues in the 1940s, stars have always shined bright in the NBA. They continued through the run of Celtics dominance in the 60s to the ABA merge in the 70s and the Birds versus Magic rivals of the 80s. They came to Michael Jordan era Bull dominating the 90s and era of the stars and spanned to the millennium too.